take his licence away, because you have to send the right message out to the rest of the people that are out there that think they can actually get away with doing whatever it is he's done.
There is going to be, there needs to be an inquiry straight after this, why, what. But that's what I'm hearing. This news is as fresh to me as it is you.
The fight was scripted. Everyone is talking about this on X, and the script was actually leaked on X.
It's becoming clear that the script may have been written well before the first punch was thrown. There's a growing feeling that the fighters might not be the only ones pulling the strings here. This is not what boxing fans signed up for, especially when legends are speaking out against it. The integrity of the sport is under attack, and it's time for the truth to come out.
It's not boxing. What it is, it's an event. It's like a misfit type of event. That's what it is, and everybody's buying.
Johnny Nelson is absolutely fuming here. His concerns hit home. Trusting the board to make sure the sport stays clean is vital, but what happens when integrity is called into question? Boxing is already under a microscope, and if anything goes wrong, it could be catastrophic. He's not holding back, and neither should we.
Then I trust the boxing board when it comes to that kind of thing, because remember, if anything bad happened, they will be liable as well for letting this go ahead. So all these things have got to be taken into account.
Duke McKenzie's words are blunt but necessary. Cheating in boxing is unforgivable. It's more than a fight, it's about honor. Taking away a fighter's license is a strong message, and McKenzie believes it's the only way to ensure that boxing's reputation stays intact. There's no place for dishonesty in this sacred sport.
If it was me, take his licence away. You know, because you cannot cheat in the sport of boxing. Not if you're going to put on a pair of gloves and get inside.
Eddie Hearn's response here is telling he's clearly caught off guard by the exposure of this scripted situation. But when you consider the way the story broke, it feels more like a calculated move. Was this part of the plan all along? Was the boxing world meant to see this drama unfold?
Both guys requested it, so everybody gets alerted at the same time. The story this morning broke obviously after people were aware of that situation.
Buddy McGirt's outrage is justified. Encouraging a fighter to participate in a scripted fight isn't just unethical, it's dangerous. The sport of boxing is built on respect, honor, and skill, not manipulation. When you play with lives for entertainment, it crosses a line that no one should ever cross.
Take stuff like that. I think it's, I just think it's really messed up and I think that if someone will encourage a fighter to do that, I think they should be banned as well as the fighter. You know what I mean? Why would you encourage someone to, how I see it is this, you're doing something like that, somebody can get seriously hurt.
Eddie Hearn's words here highlight the uncomfortable truth behind the drama of the fight. There are legal and organizational discussions happening that could change everything. The involvement of legal teams and the board indicates that this isn't just a scandal of fighters, it's a much deeper issue, one that could have long-term repercussions for the sport. What we're seeing is a collision of spectacle and real-world consequences. If the fight is deemed scripted, it could send shockwaves through boxing, questioning not only this match, but future events too. Hearn's hesitancy to confirm or deny only adds to the tension. Are the boards prepared for the backlash if this script becomes public? Can the sport survive another scandal like this? Fans and critics alike will be waiting for a resolution, but the damage may already be done.
Right now, obviously, the legal teams are speaking with the board. They have to be comfortable as well to obviously sanction the fight, and we'll see how it unfolds.
Frank Warren doesn't mince words here, calling the situation pure absolute lies and accusing those behind it of conning the public is strong language. But in the boxing world, it carries weight. Warren's frustration is clear. Fans, fighters, and the very fabric of the sport are being misled. He's not only calling out the fighters involved, but the individuals behind the scenes who orchestrate these misleading narratives. His stance is one that many boxing fans and experts will likely echo. Boxing should be about raw, unscripted talent and drama, not about faked or manipulated outcomes. If what's happening is true, it doesn't just damage a single fight, it erodes trust in the sport as a whole. For fans who have invested so much in boxing's authenticity, this level of deceit is a betrayal. If this is the new normal, where does it leave the sport?
Because they're conning the public, they're making something, making up something. So then we put the fight out the purse bids, the board.
Tony Jeffries' reaction here is a mix of shock and perhaps a bit of cynicism. What's striking about his statement is how premeditated the situation feels. It's as if the outcome was already obvious, and the script merely confirmed what many suspected all along. His confident prediction underscores a major issue in boxing today. There's an unsettling predictability when it comes to certain big fights, especially those that seem too carefully orchestrated. Jeffries is essentially saying what fans are thinking. This wasn't a fight built on skill or unpredictability, it was a predetermined spectacle. And that's the problem. Boxing thrives on uncertainty, on the raw, unscripted chaos of a fight. When you take that away, what's left? The excitement, the thrill, the belief that anything can happen in the ring, it's all in jeopardy now. And Jeffries is just calling it out before it even fully plays out.
Stop right there. Even before I seen this script, that's exactly what was going to happen. Like, what else would happen?
Dillian Whyte's analysis here seems almost like an admission. Did the fight's outcome hinge on a scripted sequence from the start? His mention of an early injury feels less like an accident and more like a setup designed to play into the narrative of the fight. The idea of pressing early suggests a clear plan to steer the outcome rather than letting the natural course of boxing take over. Dillian Whyte's supposed injury, a key talking point in this drama, feels almost convenient. Was this part of the plan? In a sport where unpredictability is cherished, this level of foresight takes away all the excitement. If the public starts to believe that these accidents are set up, the sport loses its credibility. Whyte's injury may have been the spark, but the real issue here is whether the fight itself was a predetermined performance.
I think everyone's talking about, Dillian having an injury, and I think they've probably got wind of that and thought that we're just gonna press early and see what we're given. And he was caught quite early on the back of the head and on the side. And
Eddie Hearn's remarks here feel like an unspoken confirmation of what many are already suspecting. Dillian Whyte's future in boxing might be over, not because of a lack of toughness, but due to a lack of authenticity in his performance. Hearn's analysis of the cuffing shots exposes a potentially scripted aspect of the fight. He says it's not about Whyte's strength, but his vulnerability. Was Whyte ever truly in the fight? Or were these cuffing shots meant to ensure a specific result? The line between real and staged performance is blurring, and Hearn's commentary only fuels that uncertainty. Is this the end of Whyte's career, or is it a carefully planned exit to close a chapter of boxing's latest drama? If the punch resistance is truly gone, it could be the final nail in the coffin, but the questions surrounding the fight will continue to linger.
Moses, do you want to see Dillian carry on?
No, definitely not.
Future with any other heavyweight?
No, but you could see the shots, I mean, Dillian's renowned for his toughness. Do you know what I mean? And I think he was, those shots were cupping shots, but you could tell I think his punch resistance gone, and I think that'll be the end for him now.
Duke McKenzie's words hit hard as he paints a picture of Dillian Whyte's career, possibly being defined by the bank balance rather than the glory of the ring. If this fight was indeed scripted, it casts a shadow over Whyte's legacy. The suggestion that Whyte might have done it all for the money is unsettling. It implies that the love for the sport might not be the driving force anymore, but rather the financial rewards of these choreographed showdowns. The mention of Moses Itauma's potential also adds to the narrative. He was poised to be a huge name, but the outcome was set in stone long before the bell rang. The idea that Itauma's rise could be stunted in such a manner is troubling for fans who crave genuine competition. This fight, if manipulated for monetary gain, could signal a shift in boxing where money outweighs authenticity.
At the end of your career, you'll look at your bank balance and say to yourself, you know what, it was worth it. Dillian Whyte can look at his bank balance and say, last night's fight was worth it. Did he do it for the money? He probably did. Moses Itauma is a huge name, and it would have been a massive scalp to have had, but it was never going to be the case.
This statement hits hard as it exposes the reality of what's happening behind the scenes in boxing. If the fight between Moses Itauma and Dillian Whyte was indeed scripted, it raises a serious concern about the direction boxing is heading. What made this fight unique? Its unpredictability seems to have been taken away by some form of manipulation. The idea that an outcome is prearranged goes against everything that makes boxing one of the most thrilling sports in the world. For fans, the rawness of competition is what draws them in. If the fight was staged, it not only betrays the trust of fans, but also threatens the integrity of the sport. Boxing is built on skill, unpredictability, and true competition, and if those elements are compromised, it could result in a loss of faith from fans and potential damage to boxing's reputation. It's crucial to preserve what makes this sport great, the honesty and excitement of every unpredictable moment.